Oh, hey there. What's going on, you guys? How are y'all doing on this weekend? I thought I'd talk about taxis in Morocco because it just like got some more news these days. I mean, I feel like when is it not in the news in Morocco? But I know I'm going live earlier than I usually do, but I go live every weekend now, someday on the weekend, sometime. But yeah, I'm just catching up on some work stuff, starting to work more, a little bit more, like slowly. Getting into more teaching and tutoring, but yeah. If you guys haven't seen the news about like the taxi stuff, what is his name? It's like Mr. Humble or something like that. I think he's British and he's a resident now, like he's living now in Morocco. Um, but yeah, it's interesting, of course, because if you're in Morocco, you already know there's lots of issues with taxis. Um, but just the fact that it's in the news now, that it's getting more people talking about it and whatnot, there's a spotlight on it now. Um, but fill me in if I'm missing some of the details. But like, um, he tried to get a taxi. I think he got in. I think the taxi driver took him to his destination. And when he was gonna pay, then Mr. Humble, the taxi driver insisted on like I don't know if it's double, triple, quadruple the price or whatever. I don't know. It depends on how far you're going, but Mr. Humble said like, nah, like that's not the price, dude. I don't know exactly what he said, but basically like no. Um, And so apparently the driver like took him back. Is that right? The driver took him back to his destination. I don't know how he like made that video so calmly. Like he seemed pretty calm to me. I would not have been calm. I mean, mm-mm. I don't know. I know Casablanca gets a bad rap too. Like in Marrakesh, it's for sure chaotic, but like my Moroccan friends like they'll say in Marrakesh if there's a problem in traffic with driving, maybe the people will get out of their car and like yell and fight and argue or what like fight with their mouths, right? Like if somebody like accidentally swiped the car or hit the car or something. But they'll just blah blah blah. They're just talking, yapping, we say, arguing, whatever. But then it will de-escalate. It will dissipate, and then people will just continue about their daily life. But my Moroccan friends will say like Casablanca, maybe they will argue, but then maybe they will physically fight too. I'm like, oh no. So tell me, you guys, if you're in Casablanca, like, how is it? Is that stereotype true or not? Of course, they're all just generalities. Not everyone is the same. Not everyone in the city is the same. You know what I mean? But yeah, as some of you might know, I've lived in Marrakesh most of the time, but is that it's backwards. So your name is second, I guess, in Arabic. Hello. Are you writing in? Is that Korean? Um. So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Fill me in, you guys. But I guess he was in Casablanca, right? But yeah. So for like most of my time that I've been in Morocco, I've been in Marrakesh. But before that, like I was in the Ouarzazate area. Now I'm in the Essaouira area. Let me tell you, Essaouira, Mogador, y'all can debate me, but like the nicest people here. I was like coming from Marrakesh, I'm like I was shocked because I feel like Marrakesh, it's similar to like Chicago. So I'm from the Chicago area. I'm from 2 hours from Chicago. So like Chicago is very different from like 2 hours away, right? So like my city is a lot more calm. Um, but Chicago is very much more like busy, 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 gritty, hustle, working, just, yeah. So like Marrakesh is very much that vibe too. It's grit, it's hustle. So like I'm used to that too a bit, like just that culture or whatever. Um, but that also comes with like you feel like you have to kind of put up a front or like um don't put your guard down, kind of like I don't know, because it's such a hustle there. But Eswera, man, Tasort, Mogador, Gudul, man, for real, the nicest people here. You guys, we're not talking about that right now, but of course, we need to stand up for humanity, always, right? Oh man, yeah. So Eswera is really nice. Um, the weather is amazing, like all year round. Um, supposedly it's like the same kind of temperature, so I love the wind here too. Like I know some people say like the wind kind of makes it difficult, but especially I think coming from Marrakesh, like the wind is really nice. But yeah, there's one small story from here about taxis. It's like um I knew it was cheaper here, just like just like Chicago and my city, right? It's very different. Like I can't afford to live in Chicago. You know what I mean? Like that's a big city. Like that's crazy. I grew up in a smaller city, poor industrial city. Um, so yeah, I knew that Eswera stuff is cheaper, the taxis are cheaper, the city is smaller, of course. Um, but I didn't know the prices yet, for taxis. Of course, when I first came to Eswera from Marrakesh, and so I had gotten a taxi from like apartment, like the neighborhoods or whatever, to the Medina. And so but it's like they don't have counters here. They call them counters, meters. They don't have meters. Um, they don't really. I don't think I've seen a meter on ever in Eswera. Okay, other cities should have them. That's been my experience. Marrakesh, yeah, always make sure the counter is on the meter. But yeah, so I was like, how much is it? Because it was like the first day, and he was like we couldn't understand each other. Like some people, some drivers, some people, whatever, don't speak that much English or no English. So, and he didn't speak any Tamazight. I speak a little bit of Tamazight, enough to like to understand prices or but no, nothing. So, I don't speak French. So, I was like, okay, well, if it's comparable to like Marrakesh and like the distance driven, I was like, if I give him a 20, he'll give me like some change back, right? Or, um, so I gave him a 20, and he's like, I was like, this man trying to give. I was just like, let me just go, because we couldn't understand each other. I'm like, sometimes it's just not worth fighting. What are you guys saying? Oh my gosh. Philippines. Hey, how are the taxis in the Philippines? What does that say? Oh, I don't know why it hides some of the comments. You're from Morocco. Hello. Yes. Y'all spamming today, man. The juxtaposition of your name versus what you're typing is ridiculous. AWP, let me remove the pessimistic warrior here. I don't know what he just said, but I already know. Okay. Crazy. How are you guys doing? Yeah, of course. I hope that Palestine will be okay. I don't. It's that's a different topic, of course. It's a lot to talk about, but yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah. But yeah, what? So I was talking about the yeah. So the taxis in Escuera, but like I have to say, really, the people are so nice here, and like my experience with taxis, there was that guy, and then maybe there was one other, but in general, compared to Marrakesh again, it's like, like the reason why I say people are so nice here is because like I had trouble like getting into the door one time to the apartment. Like the key was like stuck. Like I couldn't open the door and the key was stuck. Right. So like somebody stopped, like they were driving by and they're looking like what's wrong, and like they turned around and offered to help, and of course I'm calling the landlord too, and like um but just the fact that like a stranger will stop and like try to help you, that's the kind of thing like I miss, in America. Like not everybody does that, really. Not everybody does that in America, but like generally I feel like, people will stop and help you. Somebody will, so yeah. So it's like people are more honest here, I feel like, in this city, and just really helpful, and like, you feel like you don't have to put on that front. Like you can be like, hey, how you doing? You good? And one of my other lives, is talking about like how generally, in my experience, like Moroccans don't smile a lot to strangers or back at you or whatever, like more culturally, like how we would in America. But in Escuera, it's like I would say most people do. It's interesting. Um, our taxis scam me in Morocco. So the reason I'm talking about it is because it just got more news lately. Okay, random. Yeah, I would say a lot of people's experience, tourists and locals, like they don't have a lot of good experiences with taxis. And then like, I mean, not everybody again, but like they really do have a bad reputation. And then also the dynamics between the taxi drivers and then the InDrive, the app that's like unofficial here or whatever. Um, like they you'll see them in the news, like fighting, like physically fighting or like calling the cops, and yeah, it's crazy, man. But yeah, one other time, so I already know, of course, like if I'm in Marrakesh or other cities, but I'm usually in Marrakesh, I mean, not now, but I usually was in Marrakesh, for the majority of the time I've been in Morocco. But generally the meter is always on, right? If it's not on, you know, make sure just every time you get into a taxi, just like if the meter's not on, just like point to the meter if you guys don't speak the same language, right? But so one time, of course, like sometimes I'm busy. I'm used to being in Morocco. Like I don't need to be like hyper vigilant all the time. That's not a fun thing. But so I was like, of course, preoccupied thinking about things or doing something on my phone or something, and I just wasn't paying attention. And I sat in the back, and I didn't check to see if the counter was on. Like you're picking me up from like the neighborhood, like I was in my neighborhood. Like of course I would think that he would think like I know the prices. Like what's wrong with him? So, anyways, I got to my destination, and I finally like look, and I'm like, oh, how much is it? And I see the meter's not on. I was like, oh hell no. He's like, oh, 100. I'm like, um, I'm usually very calm. I'm usually a very calm person, but like when it's about injustice, any kind of injustice, small or big, I'll fight you. Not physically, but you will hear me. You know what I mean? So I was like, nah, man, you crazy. Like, it's like 20, you know? So I'm not going to sit there and like keep talking to you, you know what I mean? I handed him the 20 and he's like, oh, more. So I gave him 5 and I got out the car. You know what I mean? Because that's it. Like, I'm sure it was like 20, but like, fine, if you want to keep yapping, that's it. But then I got out the car. I didn't ask any more questions. I didn't say, oh, is that enough? No, I'm out. And you will see me cussing, my lips yapping, cussing you out while I keep walking away. No, 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 no. I don't play around, man. I just, no. I'm not okay with that. Any injustice, man. Have you tried Uber? Yeah, the InDrive. They have InDrive. I think there is another one, but Istanbul is also like that. You have to box the driver to use them. I know. I mean, I've definitely had some of the time when I've gotten in the car, I look at the meter and it's not on. I'm like, or like restart the meter because like maybe somebody else got out or whatever. Like, don't be, that's not mine. Like if it said 16 or 20 or like, start that thing. Ugh. You know, Talking about that though, in Spain too, when I just went. Now I get it, okay? Like I don't know what it is. It's a rip off. I mean, airports are ripping you off every which way. The food, the water, the extra baggage, or even the regular baggage now. Like they're crazy. But like if you get a taxi from the airport to your place or wherever you're going, it's more expensive. I've heard some of the other tourists and expats here like pay some crazy prices. I'm like, what? Nah. I mean, it is still more expensive, but like, um, it can be maybe 100 dirhams, which is more than $10 now. But that would be, I would say that would be similar to like another country, I guess, or it could be a little bit more. I don't know, but like, that's why like if I'm traveling, I expect things to be cheaper. Otherwise, I can't travel. I can't afford a taxi in my own country. You know what I mean? Like I can't. That's crazy. Like taxis are so freaking expensive. Um so yeah, like it can be like 100 dirham, but like, going to the airport, but if it's one of those apps, they're scared to go, like it's a bit crazy here. But one time I did get like it was like 50 dirham to the airport. You just have to try to bargain, and once you're here, you know the prices. But yeah, if it was like $10 all the time, like I can't afford that. That's crazy. But yeah, in Spain, so of course it was like we were delayed. The flight was so late, like um I was late to the hotel. Like it was really bad. And like of course with my back problem, it was crazy. But so yeah, so I wasn't gonna like waste time. I was tired, my back hurt. Okay, fine, let me just get in the taxi. Um, so again, we didn't speak enough of the same language, English, Spanish, just a little bit of each to each other, right? So when we got there, I could see on the meter, on the mirror, right? And in some countries, if they have these nice fancy cars, like on the rear view mirror, you'll see the meter there. And I could see the price. And he tried to tell me double the price. And I was like, no, man, what you talking about? Like, he's like, oh, it's nighttime. It's night. I'm like, first of all, first of all, you just drove me like 5 minutes. Like, even the regular price was like ridiculous, right? But um he's like, it's nighttime. And then he turned his flashlight on and like showed me like this chart or whatever that said something. I was like, nah, man, the meter says this. I'm gonna, he got so angry, just yapping in Spanish or probably cussing me out or whatever. I don't know. But like, I'm like, nah, man, like you're crazy. That's crazy. You're crazy and that's crazy. And hell no. So he finally accepted, but he was just angry and whatever. Ugh. I just hate it, it's not the most important thing in the world, but it's like when people are dishonest and untrustworthy, even with the smallest things, it just, it's not a good experience. Oh, she said in Istanbul they have crazy sleight of hand. They switch the bill you give them like a magic trick and demand more. I have taxi trauma. Have you been to Istanbul? Wait, what you talking about? Like they sleight of hand, and then what you mean? Like so they lie like and say, oh, you only gave me a 10, or like you only gave me 20, but you actually gave them 50. Is that what you mean? Hell no. Mm-mm. See, I like to argue. So I will argue. We can argue. If you want to argue, I will argue. Ugh. They switched 200 bills to 20? Oh, hell no. Mm-mm. That's why, like, know how much you have in your, like, wallet or whatever. And if you have different spots in your wallet, like, put this amount that you want to spend for the taxi or you want to spend that, like, doesn't mean as much to you, right? And then, like, this one for, like, the bigger bills that like are very important to you and you need those for certain things, like, yeah, I don't know. And just be like, nah, this is, I already know what I had. That's what I gave you anyways. uh yeah, I think there was something in the news, that I think I probably saw on Instagram, one of the news profiles. What was it? He hid the money. The money like was under the taxi. Like he was trying to like not just rip them off of like asking for more money, but he was like doing what you were saying, like switching money, like saying, "Oh no, but you only gave me this." Like, oh hell no. Mm-mm. My money is precious. Like, like I earn my money, right? Just as we all have and do, right? Like that's our hard-earned money. So like you gonna take that from me? Ugh. One time I only had 200 and he started his band. He called the cop and they took me to the station. What? That's crazy that they would believe the taxi driver. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's such a known problem here that like people just figure that it's the taxi driver. That's the problem. Oh. Mm-mm. 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 I can't. Nah, but I guess this guy, like I was saying at the beginning, if you missed it, but like This British guy. I guess the taxi driver took him to his desired location, but then like he asked for some crazy price. The guy was like, "No, that's not the right price," and he like took him back to his original place. What? Nah, man. It's bizarre. It's so bizarre, man. Mm-mm. You know, I have to say, yeah, if you're wanting to visit Morocco too, if someone out there is watching this, um, if you want to visit Morocco, especially Marrakesh. Okay, let me speak about Marrakesh since I lived there the longest. Like, you need to have confidence, like, and you need to be prepared and ready to be like, no, yes, no, laftek. Like, if a lady comes at you and starts putting henna on your hand, be like, no, I don't want that. Get off me. Like, like that's harassment in my country, right? I mean, like, I don't think it's acceptable really here, but like man, people will really push you in some cities here, man. That's why I'm saying, like, coming from Marrakesh to Asuera, it's very different, very different, you know. But I think it's the same thing probably in every country, right? Like major city to smaller city. Mm-mm. But yeah, like just like if you're coming towards the music, you're seeing the music being played in Jama Elefna, right? Um, they'll come at you with like a hat to give them money. I mean, you can just say no and like walk away, like, but you know, if you want to stay a while and watch some of the music, listen to the music, take some videos, you know, just like again, any other country, give them some money if you want to, right? Hello, Fatima. You're in Morocco. Me too. What city are you in? I'm in Essaouira. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, unfortunately, Gemma Lefna is really known for like scammy behavior too. But that's what I'm saying. Like, come with confidence if you're visiting Marrakesh. I'm just saying. I don't know. I've heard so many stories too of like the I don't know if there's a name for them, but like the spice scammers. Like it's crazy that there's like known scams too. Like I don't know that they'll like ask you, and let me know if you guys if anybody's experienced this, but like they'll ask you like come and see some spices, you know, and maybe they'll people do get like some money for like guiding you to a store too. Sometimes there's a prearranged, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll bring you customers, give me a a percentage of what they buy or whatever. You know, which I get it. I get it. You're hustling, it's cool. But like some people will like some scammers they will like take you around and around and around. You're lost in a maze in the Medina, and then like they'll be like, "Give me money, and I'll tell you how to get back. I'll show you how to get back." I don't know, man. You know, I'm crazy. Like I will start like just yelling and screaming and be ahayod. Hi, 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 hi. Rabat, nice. You know, that's one city I haven't like stopped in. I've gone through it on the train, but yeah, man, touristy areas, man. Yeah, nah. I actually I don't like touristy areas either, but like Jebel Lefta is a cool vibe though. I don't know, I like it. The Spice Scammers. This not the Spice Girls, the Spice Scammers. The live blocked. Is it frozen? Can you see me? Is it just you? Can everybody else see me? Tifawin, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's the afternoon here. What else? So we talked about the spot. Oh, somebody else was telling me about a scam that I think I've heard some other people talk about in other countries too, just a little bit. So be careful, like for real. Um, but like if so, of course, like they're targeting tourists who look foreign. But like they'll be in regular clothes and they'll be like, "Oh hey, sorry, I changed my clothes. I'm from the hotel. I'm here to like guide you, or I can take you like." Oh no. Mm-mm. And that's yeah, that is difficult here because like a lot of businesses don't have like uniforms like how it is in a lot of countries, like in the US, like you're gonna have usually uniforms for things, or at least like a name tag. It's good now, Fatima. Good, good, good. Chief Halloween. Hey man. Yeah. So it's like just like with anything, like even like phone scams, right? Like if you doubt, I mean, you should, I would say like which maybe is not like the best way to look at things, but things are so crazy these days, and like scams, and people are so like they're so advanced, like if you get a call from somebody, right? If you get a call from like your bank or so-called bank or electric company, etc., right? Like if they're asking this and the other, like click right, and then call the actual number. There is such a thing also, because I used to work with some companies before that legitimately use this technology, but like there's like what do they call it, Vumber, where you can like choose your number. Like if I'm trying to call people in a certain area, I can choose to have a certain area code, so like it's a more trusted number to them or whatever. But then there's also like spoofing, which is crazy. You can call someone and it'll show up as another number that they think. So for example, um say I'm a scammer. I'm not, but pretend, okay? If I'm a scammer and like um I'm calling you on your phone will pop up and it says like, you know, Chicago Electric Company or something, right? But that's not true. So it's like something with technology. So anyways, my point is like don't trust people. Sounds horrible, but like man, for real, you really have to protect yourself. So like if somebody's all like this, oh yeah, blah 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 blah, come this way, just be like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Lactic. Well, I said that to one guy in Gemma last night. He was like, "Oh, what's? I can't believe you said that." Like he was trying to like intimidate me or something. Like thinking that maybe I'm a tourist and maybe someone just taught me that one word or something. And I don't know. People are so weird. So like, just don't trust people and be like, "I'm good. I'm gonna go." Like call the hotel or like check the hotel. Let me call the manager, or like what I mean, like. And especially again, any scam, if they're all about like urgency and like don't give you a choice, basically, like nah, man. There's a place in Morocco you can visit. It's so good and fun. Where is that? I love Essaouira though. Not even Essaouira. It's much more like calm and peaceful. But I wanted to talk about the taxi thing because it's like on the news again here. So it's like, man, we all we all wish that they would like settle this problem. Yeah, too many problems with taxis and stuff. What is that one word that you just said? No thanks. Maybe it's like no thanks, but but you'll also hear it it literally means like God bless you, something like that. But it's like it's basically a nice way to say like no thank you. But you'll also hear it with like thank you too. Like it's yeah. Um, maybe it's kind of like in the U.S. how we say God bless you, but in a serious way. But sometimes we'll say like God bless you, like like chill, you know, I don't know. But left dick. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but it's like left duck, left dick. Somebody can maybe put the phonetics in, but yes, it is an Agadir. Hey, why the lighting just changed? Hello, that's weird. Um, yeah, I've been to Agadir last year. It was cool, but like maybe I just didn't see the right places. I wasn't there for too long. But it's a lot bigger than Eswera. Thank you, AWP. La Yafduk. But it's like fast. Yeah, Lafduk. Something like that. I don't know. Sometimes the spelling is not it doesn't make sense to my English brain. Like Suklahad in Agadir, for example, right? Because the memories are coming up on like my Facebook, so like I'm reposting some of them or whatever, sharing the memories, and like, you know, it in my English brain it looks like Suk El Had, but the pronunciation Suk Lahad. What? So yeah, some of the spelling and pronunciation doesn't make sense to my brain. Left. The condescension for what? Do you know how to talk Moroccan? I know a little Darija, but more Tamazight. Do you speak any Tamazight, Fatima? But yeah, I know like of course for the taxi, Nishan, Liman, Lisa, Baraka. Of course in Tamazight, Agaras. I like that. Agaras. Be a good person. um, let's see, Azulmat, Ifes, right? Hmm. Tenmet. Are you, so you're from Agadir? So I'm assuming you must speak Tasusit. Yeah, I made some videos in Agadir. I will often ask strangers, you know, can you teach me one word in Tamazight? So coming up next, at some point, give me some time, you guys. But at some point, there will be more coming. I'll ask about words, but I'll also start to ask phrases. I mean, I've already started filming a little bit, but I'm not ready yet for all that yet. I'm behind on a lot of stuff, and I want to have some cohesiveness for things to make sense too. But yeah, so probably starting more phrases now. Okay, it could be condescending. Yeah, okay. Left it. Satirical. Right. That's funny. I didn't pick up on that though. Cause it's oh man, it really must be in the tone, right? Just like in American English, if we say like God bless you, right? Like for real, there's the sincerity, right? But then oof, if somebody does something really annoying or irritating, you know, somebody might be like, God bless you, you know? But it's a bit rare. Like, I don't know how often we use that. I don't know, there's so much slang in America and depends on the region too. But, it's funny because here, I feel like I hear it a lot, like just between friends or like business folks. Like, yeah, it's interesting. Amen. Su amen. Tush what? Tush what? Suksu. Hmm. Yeah, most of the Tamazight I know is Sus and Atlas. Like, I think I have more friends from Atlas area, I think. But I know that the Atlas and the Sus is more similar than, say, like Reef, but yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, Tosca, are you the one that's? Did you say you are coming to Morocco? Sorry if I'm getting people confused, but I think you said you're coming to Morocco. Do you know when? Hmm. I'm trying to think. Let me look up the other. Let's see, Uber in Morocco. Because I've heard other people talk about. Oh, Kareem. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm. I see another one named Roby or Robbie. I've never heard of that one. But the one that everybody, it's like everybody talks about in Drive. I don't know. Hi, hi, hi. Ah, okay. All of January. Nice. Very cool. It's a good time to come, I think. Not hot. It depends on where you're gonna go, but like it can be. It can be cold. Can be really cold some places, but I usually during the winter time I usually put a space heater in the bedroom, and like I'll turn the heat on the space heater, and then like before I sleep, then I turn it off. When I first got here, though, when did I come? I came at the end of January when I first came here, and to Marrakesh, and I stayed with friends, Moroccan friends, like a family, um, an Amazigh family, and slept just with blankets, like near the floor, like basically on the floor, just like a tiny little mattress or whatever. I wouldn't even call it a mattress, but yeah. And then like we slept with like I don't know, two or three blankets. I was freezing. I mean, I brought clothes for all weather. But man, yeah. And then like if you need to go use the bathroom and it's cold, and then it's just cold water, like there was no hot water. Yeah, man. What is it? Iman? What's Iman? Is that like peace? But is that's Arabic, right? Like Imani? That's Swahili too, I think. No? I don't know. But what does that mean? Iman? Does that mean something different? Oh, he said trademark. Hold on. You said you're trying to learn Tashlahid. I have to say, I don't completely understand this, but you should know that like some people have told me that Tashlahid is derogatory and that they don't like it, um, because, and maybe somebody else can help here, but something like the meaning of it is derogatory. Just the word is derogatory. But also that it's like, so it was named, as like a demeaning name back in the day, but that the rest of the dialects are named after a region or location, right? Like Tasusit is for Sus, Tarifit is for Rif, but Tashlahit is for where. That's my understanding. I don't quite understand it completely, but I will say it's maybe just the idea, right, is similar to how, like, in America, um, some some Native Americans, I've heard them, like, I used to be on a reservation back in the day, just for a little bit, um, and so, like, I heard some Native Americans call themselves Indians, right? Even though it's not correct, right? And, like, a lot of people will say it's derogatory or just not correct, it's not respectful, because, like, it's not India, right? Like, it's a misname, right? It's not correct. Um, but so just like here, some Amazigh people will call themselves Berber, even though a lot of Amazigh people will say, that's not correct, right? Like, it's not respectful. It's a derogatory word. So just like Tashlahit, some people uh, will say that in common, speech every day. Um, but other people will be like, no, that's not. People will correct, other people will correct. You can see that sometimes in the comments. But yeah, I think probably an Amazigh person can explain that better to us. I was accepted into an artist in residency. Oh, cool. Tell me how that works. That sounds amazing. Iman is self soul. Ooh, interesting. Hmm. Self soul spirit. That's cool. I like that. That's what an Amazigh who lives there told me. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. It's hard to understand because so I would say, like, I would say majority or most people who are Amazigh understand the whole Berber Amazigh debate, right? Even though if it's still in kind of regular speech because of foreigners, basically, because a lot of foreigners, tourists know the term Berber instead of Amazigh. Um, so that's kind of my hypothesis too as to why maybe it's still used sometimes. But less people seem to know about the whole Tashlahit being a bad word. But anyways, it's very complicated. Was that Osina? Hello? Anyways, that's exciting though. The artist in residency. Where is that at? I was looking into some of that in the U.S., but like doing music and stuff. But that was before I came here. Hmm. That's very cool. Uh, oh, what does that mean? Where is he from? Like, what region? Yes, can be spirit too. For example, Iman, you, is myself. Iman, you, Imanik, yourself. Mm. Sorry, the you. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but if I say you in American English, man, it's funny. Ew, ew. Gosh, what is it? Google Cafe Tissard Min? Their web is rudimentary. Facebook is better. Oh, okay. Very cool. A Tuareg, the Tamashek? Let me Google it. Ew for us, Inu. Ah, okay, got it. Thank you for that. Iman Inu. Myself. Yeah, okay. Got it. He's local from Risani? Ah, Ergchevi, okay. Cool. I've heard of Ergchevi, but I haven't been there. That's pretty far out, eh? Cafe. Teamside. Ooh, Google knew it. Good job, Google. The website. Cool. Oh, I see the artist residency. Awesome. But Moroccans understand you, and we understand you as well. Hey, that's amazing. You know, I always wonder though, like, how much. How can I say this? Like, what percentage of people? Okay, I'll speak for Morocco, since I'm in Morocco, but like, what percentage of Moroccan Amazigh people can understand like more of the other dialects or whatever? Not fluently. Like I get that it's not gonna be like fluent. I mean, I do have some friends that speak like 2 or 3 of the dialects here in Morocco. Hello? Sorry. I'm not saying hello to anybody but a bird. Okay, here's a pro tip, right? I mean, it's cool if you're cool with like all things nature, you're good. Like, don't worry about it. But like, you know, I just don't like big old cockroaches or birds in my apartment. Just saying. So like, this was the first time it happened here. A small bird, um, flew into my apartment yesterday. It just freaked me out so much because the cockroaches, these big old cockroaches, have really been like annoying me, like coming in the bedroom, you know? Ugh. And I'm trying to figure out why, but I'm battling them so much lately. Maybe because it's just been a bit warmer here. I'm hoping that when it's cooler, because it's like going back down again, the temperatures, that I won't see them again. Because that's how it was in Marrakesh. I keep hearing something. Jesus. Anyways, in Marrakesh, I had like the little cockroaches. Ugh, I don't like any of them, but like the wintertime, they like disappear. Like they go in hiding or whatever, where you can't see them. So I'm hoping that the big ones will also disappear. Anyways, the bird, okay. None of the normal places do not have screens on the windows or doors. There's no screens, okay? In my region in America, there's screens everywhere. You might find some places it's very rare you're gonna have screens because like we have mosquitoes, not like crazy amount, but like there are mosquitoes, and other bugs that we don't want to come inside. So like we have screens on the windows, we have screens on the doors, like we have a screen door, you know. So there are no screens. So I personally just I don't like to leave my stuff open. And I don't like to leave my windows open. I don't like to leave my door open a lot. But like at night, I do feel a bit more comfortable, like because like the birds are sleeping and like whatever. So I'll leave it open a little bit at night, but then close it before I sleep, you know. Anyways, so there are big old seagulls here in Essaouira because I'm close to the ocean, and so I generally just like leave the door open like a little bit, you know, maybe like somewhere from here to like here. I don't know, but sometimes the wind will take it to little bits, you know. But I try not to leave it like wide open because then I'm like, oh, the seagulls might, you know, but they have a big wingspan, so I'm like, nah, probably they won't get in, but they could waddle in if it's just open. You know what I mean? I don't know. Um, so it was only open like yeah, like that. Anyways, so I don't see them often, but yeah, tiny little bird, maybe like that. I don't know exactly, but all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, oh god, I'm just like traumatized. You know, the cockroaches, then the bird, and I'm just like, anyways, long story, but like I saw him then like fly down the hallway. So like he's in my apartment, right? He was in my apartment. I don't know where he is now. I don't know. But like I'm like, you know, I don't know what to do, right? But then I like just shut the door because I was like walking out the bedroom and I saw him fly in. It's like we both caught each other like it's crazy. Anyways, I think I just froze for a little bit, like kind of just in shock, but then like shut the bedroom door so he wouldn't come in the bedroom because that I can't. Um, but I think my remembrance here, my memory is that he flew down the hallway. So that means he was then either he went to the living room or he went to the bathroom. Those were his two choices. So like in the meantime, I was like trying to think of a plan, right? And I didn't hear the bird fly back out. So finally, when I was like, okay, let me just go out there, the sound and the it's overstimulating. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. But I like birds better than cockroaches, though. I'll take a bird over a cockroach any day. Um, so I finally went down there, checked the bathroom first, or like shut the door, didn't hear anything, slowly walked into the living room, looking around, shut the door though. So if it is in there, then like I could figure it out and like open the window and he could go out that window. Anyways, I could not find him. I'm like tapping on stuff, just like I knew from Marrakesh because they came in that apartment like 4 times. They birds, cats. Dear God. Ugh. I couldn't find it. So I left the window open a bit at night while I slept in the living room, like the and I shut the door though in the living room. So like if he was in there, he should fly out. But like I don't know what happened to the bird. I still like so I went in there today and like still didn't hear anything, see anything. So I don't know what happened to that bird. Good God. Okay. Anyways, so now I'm just like, could the bird have hidden somewhere, got caught? But like, I haven't been hearing anything. You would think that you would hear the wings, but I think it's just the door here, like kind of closing. Anyways, where Google images of Earth. I have seen images for sure. You said hello. I'm thinking hashtag Dateline. What do you mean? Oh god, good to see you. Gotta run. Ciao for now. Take care, man. Oh, anyways, I don't know, man. The cats, though. There are cats everywhere though, like Marrakesh, Asuera. The cats, well, I was gonna say the cats can't get in here. They can't get in the regular way because like the door down there is like for sure closed, you know. Um, but I used to think like, oh well, the cat's not gonna get into the terrace door either. But like I saw cats, you know. You see cats on the roof, man. They're everywhere. I looked across one night and I saw the cat like a cat like jumping from different places on the roof and the terraces. I was like, oh no, no. Anyways, yeah, I had many birds come in and out in Marrakesh. It's crazy. It's just it's a little bit shocking because it just doesn't really happen in the U.S. because we have screens. Hello, it's me. No, but there was a couple times. One time I remember there was a squirrel in our house, at my dad's house when I was younger, because it got in through the chimney for the well, we had a wood burning stove. Um, how did that work? I don't know. He got into the basement, but it was the chimney. Was there something in the basement though? I don't know. Because how did that work? We had a wood burning stove in the living room, but was there something? I don't know. My dad had so much stuff in the we called it the shop, his workshop. Hello, it's me. That's the other thing. Like my curtain is moving right now and the window is closed. So like again, like where I'm from in the Chicago area, we have to have everything like very tight because of the winters. It's really cold. So everything has to be, you know, sealed because otherwise you're going to like pay some crazy bills for heat. I had one apartment like that, man, like an old apartment, like 100 years old house. Uh, but I lived on the first floor, and then somebody else lived on the second floor, and like the windows were kind of like this, yeah. It was different. It was a different time then, right? Like everybody had these kind of wood burning stoves, or like we grew up out in the country, we say in the village, so we had a wood burning stove still, and like that's how we heated the house. To some extent, my dad liked to save money and energy. Of course, we had like like a furnace too, but we would always have a fire. It's too cold. We get snow, and you like if you stay outside in the winter, you can die. I assumed Mogador will have more birds. It's weird, maybe because there are so many seagulls. So like obviously that's a bird, but like the seagulls don't seem interested in the apartment. You know what I mean? Like they're doing their own thing. And so I guess kind of like my hypothesis was that because they're like kind of the big dogs, as we say, like that's funny. Um, you know, like the alphas or the big animals in the area, whatever, that like if there are these smaller birds, I don't know, it's like you don't really see them much. At least in this area, because I'm pretty close to the ocean. Not like super close, but maybe 5 or 10 minutes drive. So the only birds I generally see are seagulls, you know, but once in a while I would see those small little birds. But usually I hear that the seagulls, you know. It's so funny to hear those sounds because I didn't grow up with that, you know. It's like it's very comical to me. Like a cartoon or something. They're so funny too. Sometimes in the morning, I don't know if it's the same one or not, but like he would like come like sit on kind of the top, and I could see him through the window. You know, he'll sit there and look around and talk. He'll talk. I don't know. He'll chirp or it's not chirping. It's like it's weird dolphin sound. I don't know. But you know what? I wonder if the people here, the owners or someone, I don't know, if they did something because I used to say like I would hear something upstairs, like or there's nobody above me, there's nothing above me, but like sometimes I would hear stuff, you know, and I was like, oh, that's the seagulls playing soccer or something, you know. Like I figured they probably built a nest up there or something. And it's interesting. The landlord kind of asked me like just as we were like in conversation about other things, like just a couple things like, oh, did you notice this or is this still doing this thing, you know. He's like, do you hear stuff upstairs or like above you or whatever? I was like, yeah, but like then we kept talking about other stuff, and so like he knew, you know. It's like I don't know, but I haven't been hearing the soccer playing. Oh, the seagulls, man. They do get the comical parts in cartoons, I feel like. Seagulls and pelicans. It's so funny though, like, you know, coming from the Chicago area, I can hear it right now. We don't have such big birds that get close to humans. We do have hawks, but it's like super rare for you to see them. They're not gonna come around you, you know. But one time, one landed like right in the window. Like I mean, like the window was closed, but like on the window's ledge at one of my workplaces, like it was really bizarre. Like that's how I remember it, like because it was so bizarre because it's unusual. It's not a normal thing that they do. So probably, you know, we assumed it was maybe sick or lost or something was wrong with it, you know. But the other birds we have, I know we have eagles, but I've never seen one up close. You just see them flying in the sky. No, wait, no, that was a hawk. One time we were doing like poetry in a park. It was amazing. But we spotted a bird because like it was a big park, you know, like a state park. I think so. But yeah, I think it was a hawk. We could see it in the tree. But yeah, and then just crows. We have a lot of crows. Ah, 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 and then mourning doves. That's the one that I'm really used to. Like it would always sing outside my window in the morning, you know. So pretty. Oh, and owls too. Yeah, I remember we saw one. Again, it's rare though to see them, but one landed like we had a little. We call it a patio, but like a separate like little building, like kind of half outside, half inside. I don't know, like an outside building or whatever. But it like landed there, and we could see it from a house. How it was like moving its neck, and it's just sitting there. Have you visited the Round Earth castles? in the south. I don't know their names, but they're beautiful. Can you be more specific? Can you give me more details? Like, what exactly is that? Is there another name for that? Oh, I was gonna look that up too. Interesante. Okay, wait. You are the best mom. Well, thank you. Oh, what? You are the best wife. Okay, I think you're still learning English because, yeah, wife and mom are not appropriate. Like, they're not words that you would use with a stranger. I'm fine. How are you? No makeup. Why? Yeah, that's because I'm human. I don't know. I like natural stuff. It's easier. And who really wants the cake on all that stuff? I don't know. It's not for me. I don't like it. I used to do it when I was younger, but like it's just a hassle, and it's like, um, you just want to like do natural things. Like I started doing more like organic stuff, like food, and yeah, it's just my lifestyle. Oh yeah, like you talking about Caspa Taurit, like the old ones? Not mom. Mom means your mother. I think a lot of cultures will say ma'am or madam, which is still very like formal. In the US, well, ma'am is okay. You can say ma'am or sir. If you don't know somebody, like if you're in the store and you're trying to get somebody's attention, ma'am, sir, ma'am. But madam is not used in the United States. Like that's super weird for us. Like if somebody says madam to us, we're like, what's wrong with you? you know? It's not a normal word. Like nobody uses that. No. We see that as like an old British old word. I don't know. um But yeah, are you talking about the old Caspas? Or are they still built that way? I mean, like, okay, when I was in Where's Azat, if you know Where's Azat, AWP, the native architect, some people still use it. Um, I mean, okay, so some neighborhoods I was in, I just Google it too. Um, I don't know, I'm trying to think. I know I remember seeing a lot of like the walls built like that. Like what were the walls for? Just I think the walls were for differentiating the like this is my plot of land versus somebody else's plot of land. Like a fence. Yeah, I don't know. But there were walls made of this you call it rammed earth. Um but whole buildings like built like kind of recently. Mm, I really have to think about that. Like I definitely saw structures or like, but I don't know if there were any homes um, built like that. Like, yeah, I remember like one plot of land, somebody had like donkeys and animals and stuff. Again, there was no like structure there. That was just like they would come and visit and take care of the animals and use the animals as needed. Um, I don't know. I feel like the homes were more built with like what is it, concrete or cement or whatever. I'm assuming probably like if you need a home and you don't have that much money, probably you know they would build their house with that. But once you get enough money, you would want to build it with like the concrete. Hey, Anas. Hello, Trisha. Morocco loves you. Thank you, bro. I have to like you're making me want to like go look back at my pictures and videos. Mm. But I'm trying to think, even in Marrakesh, like on the outskirts of the city, um, where you'll see more like smaller structures or like where people will have their animals. Like even it's interesting to see, right? Like there's horses, donkeys, just like 10 minutes from Gemma Lefner or 15 minutes, Um, but like so like some of those houses along that way were very small. Maybe in American English we could even say shacks. I can't remember though if they were really. I think they still use some kind of other material. But yeah, I mean, I definitely remember seeing the old Caspas. Um, Caspa Tauriert, Caspa Tifiltut, and where says that? But yeah, I have to look back because that was more towards like the beginning of the time I was here in Morocco. So it's hard to remember. I don't know, man. I have so many, I have so many pictures and videos. It's hard to like keep track of where they're at, where they're saved, and to find stuff. It's crazy. They are beautiful. Mm, yeah, I stayed in one Casbah too, and they definitely had some of the more like older traditional style. Even the ceiling was like the traditional. I don't know what you call it, but like more natural materials. It's more laborious. That's why it's not common now. It's still used in more far secluded communities. Yeah, no, for sure. I would guess. I just can't remember exactly, but I would guess like that people wanting to build something um, right away, like they didn't have the money or weren't ready yet to build like a huge house or structure or whatever, that they would start with like the rammed earth structures. But yeah, I remember one friend talking about the natural ceilings. Let's see, I think they still had, I can't remember exactly. I think they had concrete, but then they had the natural ceiling. Because I just think the natural ceilings are beautiful. That's why I remember. But did they, or that's, I guess that's how, I don't know. I think it's about, you do what you can with what you have at the moment, right? Um, But I remember like they wanted to make everything concrete, and I was like, oh man, but keep the ceilings like that. They're beautiful, you know. But yeah, I feel like people want the the concrete. I think it lasts longer, right? Like the natural stuff is amazing, um, but I think people want more like permanence if they can, you know. It's cheaper and faster, but you have to get 20 men helping. I know, right? Mm. I wonder if I can find some old. One moment. Look, I changed Wi-Fi's. It's been better, but the modern rammed earth buildings in America are insanely beautiful. Modern? Where? I mean, I'm familiar with like Adobe that's used more often like in Arizona. And like I'm familiar with like the Earth, spaceship Earth or what, like the more natural, especially like was it Taos, New Mexico? It's famous like for the Earth ships. Um, but I can't think of something that looks similar to the Moroccan structures unless they look different. What you talking about? Um, but yeah, like I'm assuming um there are some places that have them. I'm just trying to look at my Facebook because some of the old pictures. I'm not finding the ones that I was looking. Sinkrad, how are you? American ticket. Look it up. It's the new thing now. But where? You can't build them in my city, because it's too cold there. I don't think it would last. It's not something, I think it's for hotter temperatures. So do you think Arizona or like where exactly? I think it has to be Arizona. Oh, his place looks like the Ram Earth. One, I don't even know if you can call it a Riyadh, but like he has a business or whatever he's doing. I don't know. I guess you could call it like a guest house or something. His walls, the ones that I took pictures with, look like the rammed earth. Yeah, I'm looking at the one neighborhood. I definitely see some buildings that look like the rammed earth, but more so like feel like a lot of people, like if they're building their like for real house, they're using the concrete. But like some of these rammed earth buildings, it's like just like a little shack for like what would you call it? Like or a shed for like tools for the animals or for the land or something, you know. At least in that one neighborhood. But yeah. I just the walls really stood out to me though. Like everywhere you drive in that neighborhood is like yeah, all the walls are rammed earth. Oh, okay then. Oh, yeah. Where did you see them? AWP? A-Dub? Do y'all hear that squeaky creakiness? Yo, why can't I see my tabs? Well, I'm tired. Yo, where are my tabs at? My tabs just disappeared? Yo. I saw some courses in the US doing round earth architecture using modern techniques. Oh. What's one channel I used to watch? Oh man, they would pack long plastic bag tubes. They just look like a long kind of tubular shaped plastic bags, and fill it with a mixture. I don't know if it was like dirt, concrete, cement. I don't know, whatever it was mixed all together, and they do it in a circle, like a kind of like a yurt. Um, I don't know all the different like techniques, but I did Google it, but I don't know if it's like a new, is it a new trend? I mean, like it's obviously an old technique, but are you saying like it's a new trend? I don't know. I remember hearing about like those Earth ships in Taos some years ago, but I don't know. I'm just trying to like close all these tabs that I don't need because my new tabs are not showing up. Anybody else just have like a ridiculous amount of tabs open? Yeah, Adobe is the very popular, famous material they use more out like in Arizona, the hot areas. Well, anyways, we digress. We went from taxis to building materials. But that's how we do it here. That's how we do it. This is how we do it. Oh, Libya. I was watching. Was I watching this one? I was watching some things about Libya. Just like people taking a tour or whatever, but with a guide. Guide, guide, guide. So, how are you? How are you really? How is it in your guys' country when someone says, "How are you?" I don't know. I feel like it's pretty much everybody in the US. If you say, "How are you?" people are going to say, "Good, fine, cool, all right," you know. But there are some people, like myself, sometimes, not always, but I'll tell people how I'm really doing. No, not all the time, but sometimes you get tired of like, how are you? Like because it's lost like its meaning. Like, do you really care how I'm doing? It's just a way to say hi. Closing my tabs, closing my tabs. What are y'all doing today? I cooked some quinoa. I mixed quinoa and oatmeal together. Never done that before, but I did. I don't know because like I like oatmeal by itself mixed with like some honey or something sweet. Maybe put some fruit in there. But I like quinoa too, but quinoa like by itself I don't really like. I don't know. It's interesting because quinoa is usually paired with um like something savory, like it's usually like a savory dish in the U.S. But I know a lot of places quinoa is mixed with like something sweet too. So sometimes I'll mix, yeah, interesting things together because it's what I have. Um, and so if I mix a little bit of the oatmeal with the quinoa, then it's like something I can eat kind of like for breakfast or for dinner if I want to like mix different things. I don't know. Just like a staple, a good staple to have, a good base. To quinoa. What was I watching? The Appalachian. What was it? Milungian? Milungian? Appalachia's Lost Tribe. And I never watched it. Ugh. Have you tried Vegemite? I don't think so. It's an Australian thing, huh? I've seen people try it. I don't know what is. I wonder what it tastes like. I know a lot of people don't seem to like it, but I think my palate is now used to like very natural things. So like I think probably I would be okay, at least okay with it. Like, is this light tweaking or what? I saw it in there, but anyways. Um, I don't know. I wonder what it tastes like. I'm assuming it's savory, but like I don't know if it's like sour, bitter. It's yeasty. I don't know what that means exactly. Oh, now I can see tabs. Oh, good job. Okay. Um, what does Vegemite taste like? Strong, salty, and savory with a malty umami flavor. Umami. Okay. Um, that some compare to beef bouillon. Intense soy sauce. Okay. Or miso paste. Okay. I like soy sauce. It has a unique, slightly bitter and funky quality. Okay. That makes it an acquired taste for many people who often enjoy it in moderation on buttered toast to balance the intense flavor. Yeah, I'd want to like balance it with something else. Interesting. Umami. Everybody say umami. It's so funny because like if you're like a food channel, and people say like umami, it's like they want to be fancy if they're describing a meal or something. This has an umami flavor. Like, I don't know, it's funny. But yeah, it's like I feel like in those videos, most of the time they're just tasting it like alone. Like you need to put it, like mix it with something. Like, wait, have you tried what is it? Hello. Oh God, what is it? No, that's not it. Ah, tempeh. Yeah. Tempeh is tofu's counterpart in a way because it's is made from soy and comes in a block-like shape. Yeah. Have you had tempeh? I just remember like I was at a work training and we were at a hotel and of course like being vegetarian or vegan, um, I would always, tell them ahead of time, so I could have food to eat, And some places were more willing to work with you than others and like you could try to organize a bit because like I mean in America I was vegan, gluten-free, sugar, you know what I mean? Like yeah, it's very specific and it could be a little bit difficult, especially like if you're not an experienced chef to know what to make, But anyways, one of the places gave me like it was like in a sandwich maybe. It was like tempeh with other vegetables in a sandwich. Man, I just remember like I had never had it before. I don't think so. or at least in that form. I don't know. And I just really questioned. I was like, is this good? Like, is it expired? Because like you could see like slime, but I guess that's what tempeh is. It's like fermented old, but I don't want to see slime and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, mm, like okra too. Oh, interesting. It does say tempeh should not be slimy. A slimy or mushy texture is a sign of spoilage. Yeah, great. So maybe it was off. It had gone bad, maybe. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I don't know. I like tofu. I like tofu. If you cook tofu with like the right stuff. Hmm. Hmm. Do you think it tastes like soy sauce though? But I kind of get the idea, yeah. Do 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 do. What a wonderful world. I have all these tabs open, thinking that I'm gonna do all this stuff or watch all this stuff. So the decision is like, do I go back and do all the stuff or watch all the stuff, or should I just close them all? mm, mm. And then sometimes I'll bookmark stuff, but then like, who goes back to the bookmark? I mean, I might if like I need something specific, but like, yeah. People who say umami are like wine connoisseurs. It's a young wine with hints of party undertones. For real. Yeah, I was watching some. I watched one lady I really like a lot, and she has a perfume she sells. Like she has her brand, and the notes. She talks about the notes of the smell, the perfume, an earth note. What else? Vanilla. I don't know. I never liked like perfumes too. Like I don't know these days. Yeah, I never liked perfume because of my allergies too. Like my dad is like that. It's interesting. Like my mom had allergies, and my dad is he he kind of like gags if there's like strong candles or like strong smells or whatever. I don't know. It's interesting. He doesn't have allergies, but he's like he just is uncomfortable with the I don't know. Um But yeah, strong perfumes or cologne always like make me sneeze and stuff. Like if I walk past somebody on the street or like in a building and they got hella cologne on and stuff. Oh, I know people don't want to like go around stanking, but like I like the natural oils. Like that's what I've been using for the longest time. Like I just make my own, you know? Like where is that? Oh, I think it's in the living room. But like this one. It's an old bottle for rose oil spray or whatever. But I made my own. I put some almond oil as the majority of the carrier oil, and then I put some castor oil because it's good for your skin too. And that is the stronger scent or like the essential oil. I put some lavender in there, so it's good. It's good for your skin. I've been trying to find like cocoa butter here, man. That wind is ooh. Like cocoa butter is has always been the most healing thing for my skin, man. A lot of people don't know about it. I don't know. Cocoa butter. Like a lot of people use shea butter. I tried it before, but it wasn't as like miraculous as some people talk about it. For me personally, every body, right? Body um is different. So like, yeah, but cocoa butter. But it's like I can't find it here, man. The pure one, like 100%, not mixing all these perfumes and like fake stuff. It's hard to find it. I found this one pharmacy. They have 100% pure shea butter, so I'm gonna try that one at some point. Of course, all that stuff is expensive. Like stuff that's hard to find, of course, it's more expensive. So, um, but I want to ask her if she can like order some cocoa butter or something. Like the people who sunburn, if you're a person who sunburns, like if you're in the sun and you get burnt, um, for me, for me, cocoa butter is the best thing. I don't know why the white culture in America always, is adamant about aloe vera. It didn't do nothing for me. I don't know. Maybe like for a moment it can give you like a moment's relief, but cocoa butter gave you like so much relief. It stayed on your skin, and then like it also healed your skin to like give me a tan then instead of like the peeling and the uncomfortable feeling from a burn. So like, yeah, man, cocoa butter is miraculous for me. Um, can't find cocoa butter in Morocco. I can't, huh? What was one? I know the one girl. She said maybe Carrefour, like Marchand, like, but here they don't have Marchand. They just have Carrefour in the city. Um, but I was like, is it pure, like 100%? Because most people don't read ingredients too. Even like even the companies they try to just that's the big scam, right? Like in America, like in every country, but just I can speak for my own country too. But like, um, on the front, maybe it'll say like all natural, blah blah blah. But then like turn it around, read all the ingredients, and like you know, just lying. Um, yeah. I can't remember if maybe I found one, but I don't think it was cocoa butter. It's been a long time. It was like when I first got here. I don't know, but I definitely like I can find uh coconut oil. At least I did in Marrakesh. I still have some coconut oil. I use that a lot. It's great. Normally, but it's not like so strong. Like castor oil is really good. Like it's strong. Again, like man, cocoa butter always was the best. Castor oil is so thick, you know. But yeah, I've found castor oil here, almond oil, the coconut oil. Although the coconut oil that I got was like, you know, a small grocery store, so it's like the cooking kind. But like, you know, whatever. I always did that in America too. I always bought the cooking kind because like um it was like usually the most pure, you know. Um you know, you try to go to the cosmetic department and they mix it with so many different things. So they make it liquid then, it stays liquid all the time. With then you know that it's not natural, but it should be easy to find. Just go to a market and ask for how you say that. Zibda? Zibida. Zibda. Cacao. 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 You think so? It's interesting though. Like I be asking people, like I be asking locals, and maybe I'm just not asking the right people. But like that one lady said, like Carrefour and the pharmacy didn't seem like she really knew. But maybe they can order like they're the type of place that they're willing to order stuff, or somehow they have some way to order stuff. Some pharmacies, like man, I always say like just a lot of like the neighborhood pharmacies. It's like I don't know, is it that they don't have the capacity to order, or they don't want to do it, or like they haven't signed up for that or something? I don't know. It's interesting. Some pharmacies will order stuff for you, but yeah. Yeah, there was one good pharmacy in Marrakesh that I was going to too that usually had like so many things. And it's interesting because yeah, in America I wouldn't usually need to go to a pharmacy for the natural products. I don't know, like maybe you could find some of the but it's not a pharmacy like maybe like yeah, like a Walgreens, CVS, um I don't know, in my region. But like yeah, I mean, you could find a variety of things there, but you know, it's not for that specific kind of stuff. You would find that specific stuff in like some of these small natural stores or organic stores, or it just cut out weird. It just cut out weird. Look, I changed my Wi-Fi. It better not be having no problem. Anyways, it's a common item, and I think it's just lost in translation. I don't know, but that lady, like, sure, my Wi-Fi. Um. Anyways, as I was saying, hope my Wi-Fi stops being crazy. Like this Wi-Fi is like, what's going on? Is somebody calling me? Let me turn off my. Mm. Oh, okay. Nobody's calling. Don't know what's wrong with it. What? Anyway, so I would have thought that she would, and I've talked to other people about it, so I'm surprised. I don't know. I think it's a common thing. Maybe I should just post about it on Facebook. Argon. I've heard that argon is really expensive, so I guess because well, okay, and then like people talk about like fake, you know, just like the honey here too. A lot of like the honey sellers are known for mixing it with other stuff. So like, you know, like my local friends will say like, you know, certain places or like go out, you know, far out to get the real stuff or whatever. Um so yeah, I always assumed that like anything like pure argon would be really expensive, but yeah, like they mix it, I guess, honey and like I don't know, syrup or whatever. Even around here, I was asking for some honey because the shop there is one kind of honey that I get. It's not Moroccan. It's like you know a company, but um like imported or whatever. But the guy, the Hanout here, he usually has some, but not always. So I was walking around here and yeah, they had some, and but I saw one guy. He spoke some more English because the shopkeeper did not speak English, so he was translating because he was like, "Oh yeah, this is honey or whatever." But I was like, "But is it mixed or is it pure?" You know, and they were like, "Oh, it's mixed." Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know. No, I don't. Just the way I hear that argan is so expensive, I'm like, nope, not interested. Why does it keep reconnecting? Yeah, so like I don't want to like go through the hassle of trying to figure out who's the good seller, who's not lying and uh and I, you know, since I don't really know, I don't know enough about it, like what is it good for? And like will my skin react to it, you know? Just I have sensitive skin too and like not knowing not using it before, you know. But I'm sure it would be fine, but I don't know. Cocoa butter. Yes, saffron. It's crazy. Yeah, I remember my friend from Afghanistan gave me like a little thing in a little yeah. And and what did she say? I don't remember the price, but like crazy price, you know? I'm like, girl, it's crazy. But yeah, it's hard to know what's real, what's not. I don't know. At least in the US, like things are, you know, certified and you know, while of course there's still corruption and lying there, you know, in America too, everywhere, but like there's some kind of like regulation and that they're supposed to follow certain things and you know, of course there are some things that turn out later that like people have committed fraud or you know, but it's like I feel like it's less common, but maybe a bit more trustworthy. Um, if there is a certification, you know. But I don't know. I like the small businesses in the U.S. too that like just they have natural ingredients and stuff. What is going on with this? What is my battery on? Are you still there? Only real quality is Persia. Hmm. Yeah, I think their friends brought it from Afghanistan.